Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video, I'm going to be covering crypto stocks. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, smash a like and let's get straight into it. And we're going to start off with MicroStrategy. So this is a video that I did for the first time last week. We talked about MicroStrategy coming up to this $500 level, and we actually saw the price wick in to this zone last week. We talked about this 4236 and 4618 Fibonacci extensions being at these levels, and you can see we kind of wicked up. I think it was it Thursday we did this? Yeah, it was Thursday that we came up. We basically gapped open, and then we had a sort of mega dump all the way down below $400. So pretty big moves and a lot of volatility, as you'd expect. MicroStrategy have been buying a lot of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has pulled back quite sharply over the last few days. So we're seeing some follow through. The total of this move is currently about 37% on the downside. So pretty significant move. I remember in the last video, I talked about selling some MicroStrategy myself if price got above $500. I actually missed the exit. This happened so quickly, I didn't have time to react. And when I was actually at my screen looking at the price that morning, the price had already fallen to, I think it was around about, oh God, I'm trying to think. Let's just go to the 4 hour, or even an hourly. Let's go back to Thursday. Yeah, I think the price came down very rapidly. And I remember, yeah, I remember looking at it when it was around about sort of 460, 470. I think I ended up taking a little bit out. I want to say around the 450 level, or it might have been later on. It was definitely in the 400s. But yeah, I took some out. I think it's between 430 and 450. It was only a small part of my position. I just wanted to take a little bit off the table in case we came lower, and we have come lower now. So yeah, frustrating I missed that exit. But look, I think from here, let's just go on to the 4 hour chart. We can see we've got this 100 period moving average on the 4 hour coming in around about sort of 328. MicroStrategy had been basing off the 50 period moving average, and it's actually lost that. So I think, look, naturally, this is probably where it goes next, or tries to go next. It could be a a matter that we've actually already bottomed here. Obviously, we've now come in. We've basically sort of filled this inefficiency gap down here from this huge parabolic move. So coming into around about sort of the 330, 340 level. And yeah, obviously we're sort of coming into this order block here. And look, I think, can we come down lower? Of course, anything's possible. But I just think given the rate of this sell-off, we probably see a snapback fairly quickly. And just looking at some targets, I mean, trying to put a Fibonacci on here, we're probably going to have to shift onto the daily. And I want to get this swing low down here. So this was the touch of the 200-day moving average. And then really ever since that touch, MicroStrategy has not looked back. If we just draw this on, then we can see we've got a bit of confluence coming in here as support. So we've got our 20-day moving average and our 0.5 Fibonacci retracement coming in at 32762. So look, I think there's every chance that MicroStrategy sort of comes down and tags this level. I don't know if we'll come all the way down to the 618 and this gap fill, but potentially I'd say that is probably worst case scenario. However, more likely scenario is that we bounce here. Obviously, it will depend on what Bitcoin does. If we see Bitcoin going below 90,000, potentially MicroStrategy sort of comes all the way down here and sort of closes this gap. Otherwise, I think it probably sort of grinds around a bit here and tries to put in a bit of a low. And I think then we probably see continuation in MicroStrategy. I mean, I'm pretty certain that Bitcoin is going to go above $100,000 at some point, probably this year. It probably happens next month now. And obviously, if that happens, it's hard to see MicroStrategy at least not coming up to these recent highs and yeah, probably sort of filling in some of the inefficiency from this sell-off. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back up to 500. Potentially, we see some sort of consolidation and then a further break higher next year, assuming Bitcoin gets above 100K and maintains above 100K. But yeah, obviously, there's a very strong correlation between both of these. And if anything, it looks like MicroStrategy sell-off kind of front run the sell-off that we saw in Bitcoin, which is quite interesting. We have seen in the past MicroStrategy be a little bit of a leading indicator for Bitcoin. So yes, that's all I have to say really about MicroStrategy. I think, look, if you're looking to get long, probably an area that I will look to get back in and bid will be this 0.5. Failing that, the 618. So I'll probably redeploy half of what I've sold here, half of what I've sold here. And yeah, looking to obviously run this back up to $500 and probably beyond next year. Just going to take a quick look through the mining stocks. So mining stocks are still looking very heavy. BitFarms we see falling under this descending trend line now on the sort of daily. So yeah, do we come back down to these lows a final time? I'd like to think that this stock would put in a higher low. Obviously, it's made a higher high here from obviously on the daily from sort of recent months. So potentially looking for BitFarms to put in a higher low. Bitdeer is looking a lot stronger. It's put in a higher high for the year. And yeah, I think Bitdeer, some consolidation here and likely expansion higher over the next month or two. I mean, it's a messy chart, but yeah, I do think that Bitdeer over the next couple of months can come up and challenge these all-time highs and probably push on to new all-time highs altogether. So Bitdeer is looking fairly good. I'm going to run through these fairly quickly because obviously we had a look at these all last week. Cypher, yeah, sort of recent sort of higher. So Cypher's looking good. If Cypher can hold up anywhere around this level, putting in a higher low, that will look good for continuation to higher prices. So yeah, BitFarms looking weak. Bitdeer, Cypher looking fairly good. Cleanspark, obviously it's come back up into its consolidation from earlier on this year. It started to reject. So what I'd be looking for from Cleanspark is for Cleanspark basically to hold this level, hold above these highs here and turn this into support and then sort of run higher, really looking for the break above this descending trend line and these sort of swing highs here to get Cleanspark up and going, or Cleanspark up and going towards higher prices and probably likely to challenge its all-time highs next year now, if we can get that breakout. Coinbase is consolidating at its highs. So Coinbase has not seen the fall off that MicroStrategy has. It's currently looking like probably the strongest chart out of all the crypto-related stocks. So obviously weekly time to Mark 9, similar to what we saw in MicroStrategy, but far less of a sell-off and more of a consolidation, which is good. Consolidating above these swing highs are very good for Coinbase. That's looking bullish. So yeah, I expect probably consolidation followed by continuation higher and towards all-time highs. Hut again is looking. It had been one of the weaker miners, but recently it's showing signs of strength. It's got above its swing highs for the year. So it's at new yearly highs. It's currently consolidating above the yearly swing highs, which is good. So Hut looking fairly strong. I'd expect that to continue to work up. Mara is lagging a little bit, not currently at yearly highs, but it's above all of its key weekly moving averages, which is encouraging. And I would expect Mara to probably grind it out here and start to push on to new, I want to say yearly highs. Yeah, that is this year. So probably new yearly highs. And from there, we can target higher prices, probably around the $50 area. And then if we break through that up towards new all-time highs on Mara, MicroStrategy was just covered, and obviously you know what I've said about MicroStrategy. Pretty sure I just put some Fibonacci retracements on here. I did. So yeah, just recapping MicroStrategy, looking to bid the 0.5 and the 0.618 if we get there. And I'd hope to see a strong reversal on MicroStrategy, certainly if Bitcoin turns around and makes its way above $100,000. Riot looking a little bit sloppy here under its 200-week moving average. So as we said before, really, there's not a big change in the miners right now. We're seeing things like BitFarms and Riot look relatively weak compared to some of the others. And yeah, Riot really needs to start to get going, get above this 200-week moving average, take out these sort of yearly highs, and then we might see Riot put in a more sustained move up towards, I'd say first target would probably be around about $40. Hive, pretty weak, consolidating, struggling to get any real momentum. So probably want to avoid as well. Block, obviously, Block are on here because they hold a significant portion of their balance sheet in Bitcoin. I would have expected Block to probably perform a bit better. This is pretty looking pretty slow to me, but it is at new yearly highs. It looks like it's about to break out of this long consolidation range. So, I mean, probably not a bad one to get some exposure to here, based on the Bitcoin narrative and the fact that they hold Bitcoin. Can it get back towards its all-time highs over the next year? I'm not too sure. We're looking at probably about a 3x to get sort of up to these prices. So yeah, potentially Block, one of interest here with it breaking out this consolidation, or at least attempting to. And Tesla, so Tesla really consolidating around the sort of $350 level, looking strong ever since this breakout retest, and then pushing on higher. And yes, I think Tesla probably does some decent things over the next few weeks and months. It is, in my opinion, a long-term bet, a long-term hold. And yeah, I have no intention of selling my Tesla anytime soon. I'm pretty much holding my Tesla shares until much higher prices. I think eventually we'll go to new all-time highs and beyond, maybe at some point next year. Obviously, Elon Musk now forming part of Trump's government, the Department of Government Efficiency. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But yeah, I think the bullish case for Tesla's probably never been stronger. And look, I think this consolidation here is fairly healthy. Yeah, we might get a dip sort of down, sort of sub 300. I think any price below sub 300 would be a good buy for Tesla. Either that, or you can probably start to lean on this consolidation. And yeah, I think Tesla probably goes higher from here. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be doing these crypto stock updates every single week from now on. So if you're interested in crypto stocks, please do subscribe. Don't miss out on the content that will be coming your way over the next few weeks and months. If you're interested in crypto, there's plenty of crypto videos on the channel. Mainly, I'm invested in the majors, also the meme coin sector, because it's been the best performing sector over the last year. There's absolutely nothing that I'm seeing telling me that anything will change when it comes to meme coins outperforming the rest of the crypto market. So I've got plenty of meme coin pick videos. So go and check some of those out. If you prefer to go into altcoins are starting to look a bit more promising here, with Bitcoin dominance starting to come off. This means we're likely to see some rotation in terms of the outperformance of cryptos, shifting away from Bitcoin into altcoins over the next year. So definitely check out my altcoin picks video if that's something you're interested in. And I will talk to you all again soon. Have a lovely day wherever you are, and cheers for now.